This is the Simpit. I'm your host, Shaun Cole, and welcome to today's edition of the Pit Stop, where you, the pit crew, you are the real star of today's show. Thank you for being here. Happy Friday to everybody out there. Fridays are such wonderful days. It's a 3-day weekend for many people here in the U.S. I know my brother went off to work with an extra little smile on his face, and that was because today was Friday. I know some people even have short days because of the holiday weekend, so everyone should be in a pretty pleasant mood. I certainly am. I'm a little tired, a little wired. It's been a long few days trying to wrap up some of that Thrustmaster TLCM footage. We got a bunch of videos out. We did a totally new style for the Simpit. We had no script. We did a lot more of a live feel with our recorded content. We did an unboxing, totally informal. We did an installation video talking how to install, adjust the calibration menu, all that kind of stuff. We did 2 different driving videos, our first drive and our second drive, and then we did a full review. So 5 different videos on those pedals. And you would think for $200, maybe I'm making a little too much of a big deal about it, but I gotta tell you, for $200, those are amazing pedals. So anyway, if you didn't get a chance, you can find all that on YouTube. We put out a whole slew of shows, 5 different shows on the Thrustmaster TM. I was not alone. I think there was, last I counted, there was 674 reviewers who had been given the pedals. So there was no shortage of Thrustmaster LCM pedals out there. They're naming. They need a new head of naming. I just noticed my LED strip is falling off my monitors. I built a ridiculously long LED strip and put it on my thing, and I never made an enclosure, and I just double taped it, and I see it's halfway falling off. That's not good. We're gonna have to fix that before we go on track today. Anyway, happy Friday to everybody out there. I hope you all have big, great plans for the weekend. I have some good plans. I'm not sure if we're working on the Porsche. That's on standby for tomorrow. If we do, that's great. If we're not, that's great, because I have so much to do here. So I will gladly take tomorrow as a work day if that's the way it plays out. Devin loving he has the Breath Savers LED strip. Awesome. And George, I'm sending yours out today. I apologize. I already apologized on Wednesday to everybody that I have not had the chance to go to the post office. Today is the day. We have a slew of stickers going out to a few people who I owe stickers. We have the LED strip winner going out. Jesse's trophy will get sent out today. And this little guy, this is the trophy that somebody's going to win on Sunday. We'll talk about that. Actually, we'll go ahead and talk about that now. Sunday will be our Simpit patron race. Anybody who's part of our patron team, you should have gotten an email today with the details. I will be broadcasting the race. Sunday at 11 o'clock, I will be broadcasting the race. It's going to be the Spec Racer Ford at Summit Point Raceway, full track. I've been teasing it for a while. If anybody was smart enough to read the trophy, that's where the guys are going to race on Sunday. I will broadcast and call the action. The winner will take home the trophy. One of our lucky Simpit patron teammates is going to win. Whoa! Oh, come on. Yeah, that's folded all nicely. Win a Simpit t-shirt. I folded it up, but yes, this is... Well, actually, this is a medium, so this one's going to be for demo or for me. They're going to win their very own Simpit t-shirt as well. So that's all going to happen on Sunday. Yeah, the Deathmobile. Open setups. We are going to do a practice today. So if you're just looking for practice and you're part of that group, in the email is the password. 4 o'clock my time, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time until 8 will be the practice room. I'm probably going to get in there about 5:30, do some driving with you guys, and probably do a little streaming of my driving, depending on what I do. I need to, we're changing the rig around again today. Getting back on our Simucube 2 review, Pro Model wheels. So that's going back on the rig with my Ricmotech pedals. That's what I'll be running tonight. So anyway, let's get to the news. That's all the self-promotion I have. Sunday, we're also running our F3 race, so it's going to be a double header for a lot of guys. It's going to be right from Spec Racer Ford into the F3 car. That should be kind of interesting. But yeah, get that rig done and get practice for both series, Terry. All right, what's going on in the world of sim racing? iRacing is introducing the Porsche 718 Cayman GT4 Club Sport MR. Never driven a Cayman myself. I really like to. I've been told that this actually is the best driving Porsche there really is. It doesn't have this horsepower of the GT3 RS, of course, but It is a phenomenally wonderful car. Should be a great addition to iRacing. Coming March 15th, I believe. In addition, its regular series, you'll have a chance to race the Cayman in the IMSA 90 Minutes of Sebring special event on the 15th. So when does the car come out? Coming this March. They don't give us the exact date, so you're not going to have a whole lot of time to get used to that car. Yes, I didn't even think of that challenge. Normally, we're not going to do... normally, our races for the patron group are going to be Saturday afternoon, like 4 or 5 o'clock, which should allow Europeans to hang in late and join us. I believe this car, isn't there a different GT4 that this one's going to run with now? I cannot remember. Let's take some pictures. They have some pictures, though. Oh, they did this in such a screwy way. Oh, you mean I literally have to go to 2 pages? You couldn't put a proper gallery? Nice looking Porsche. Not quite as flashy looking as a 911, of course. This is a good profile picture. If you want to see the pictures, I'm not going to go through this 2-step process for every picture. If you want to see these pictures, just go to iRacing.com. It's in their latest news introducing the Porsche 718. Yeah, the BMW is going to be a GT4. Poor Z3. We're talking Z3 or an M2. Oh, 8 M2. They have a Ford GT4. The BMW M2 is a GT4, I believe, right? Porsche Cayman GT4, and what's the Ford gonna be? Anyway, all right, moving right along. Assetto Corsa, Josh Martin is doing a giveaway to celebrate the release of Assetto Corsa Competizione Intercontinental GT DLC. I'm giving away a free copy to one lucky winner this weekend. 3 rules to enter. Like the post, make sure you follow him on Twitter, and comment on your favorite track. There you go. That's all you got to do. You could win Intercontinental DLC. This is kind of cool. This is Project Cars. We haven't heard a lot out of Project Cars since the acquisition. Yeah, Billy, are you going to do a Tony Stewart first impression? Are you? It's a more practical, yes. You're going to do the 90-minute? All right. Anyway, so they're doing a driver profile. Meet the new signing at Veloce Esport. This is a name you guys should know at this point because we talk about him winning competitions left and right. Veloce Isaac 21. We sat down with former VP Gaming driver to ask about the inspiration behind his move. So he moved teams from a known team, VP Gaming, moving over to Veloce Esport. He is now Veloce Esport Isaac. And there's a full write-up as well. So here it is. Meet the new signing at Veloce Esport, Isaac Gillison. And they talks about why he made the big move. There's his old jersey, VP Gaming. So, is that silly season? When the PC version hits, awesome. Good to hear. Good to hear. Let's see. Codemasters Season 2 is now available. So we've been teasing it 4 hours ago. It went worldwide for Xbox One, PS4, and PC via stream. Ultimate Editions will have access immediately, whereas the pack can also be bought separately for $12.49. All the details here. I'm not going to go to the details. We've talked all about this. That's right. It's running with the Audi. That was the combo. It was the Audi that it's going to run with. So, okay. What else? NASCAR Heat. The Pro League qualifier is now live. This was 2 hours ago at Phoenix Raceway until February 19th. Sign up at NASCAR Heat Games. Sign up for a shot at $200,000 prize pool. Begin your NASCAR Heat journey. Draft qualifying is through the 12th through 19th. Phoenix Raceway, $200,000 in Season 2 prize pool. Sign up now. So, get your heat on, I suppose. Gran Turismo. This is the weekend that we kick off the 2020 season of the FIAGTC, GT Sport, eSport, whatever you want to call it, with the Manufacturers and Nations Cup. This has gone on to make such incredible stars like Igor Fraga. Click the link below to tune into the action from Sydney. They're down under. So here we are looking at, which cup is this in blue? This is the World Tour, blah, blah. Well, this is really confusing. February 15th and 16th. This is what we wanted. Sydney. Here we go. World Tour Sydney. Oh, God, this is weird. Broadcast hours. Okay, LA. So LA time. It's going to be at 9 p.m. It'll be at 12 a.m. New York time starting tonight, it looks like. 12 a.m. would be tomorrow. Tomorrow is the 15th. Yes, Laser Cutter. Thank you. Yes. I have that right here. Look at that. Rusty Rat's car pack now available. So yeah, if you want to watch the Gran Turismo, the Manufacturer Cup, one's on Saturday, one's on Sunday, literally at midnight New York time tonight and tomorrow night, 9 p.m. for us. So it's actually tonight, not tomorrow, to watch tomorrow's event from Sydney. So if you want to watch that, just tune in through Gran Turismo. Wreckfest, more DLC out of them. Rusty Rat's car pack now available, featuring the Raiden RS. That looks like an MR2 Starion combo. Mitsubishi Starion front with the MR2 back. The Vandal, that's scary. And the Rebel Rat, that looks pretty mean. Go Mad with Max Rust. Anyway, those are the three cars. They're the trailer. The Rusty Rat's car pack is the fourth car pack and part of the season pass, which is including 20 new cars, 20 special roof decorations, and additional car customizations like armor, rims, and more. The new contest will be released step by step along with free content updates. You can get the season pass for Wreckfest for $22.99. You can get the Rusty Rat's car pack available now for $3.99. Thank you. Yes, time zones. I was a little slow on that, Theodore. Thank you. We already talked about the TLCM pedals. What do you guys think? Any of you, if you watched our review, if you watched other reviews, what are your overall impressions of the pedals so far? What is the most critical things that you've heard, whether it was a pro or a con or a good and a not so good? From what you heard, and not just my review, any you've heard out there, what are your guys' impressions after the big launch day reviews? Thank you, Devin. Thank you very much. I'm proud of what we did. It was kind of a trial run at the new face of the Simpit with edited content, and that's kind of combining and converging the live show feel and aspect with a little bit of editing so we can get some quality footage in there and get good shots so you can really see things in action. You were impressed, but then you immediately thought, how do they compare to the CSL Elites? Very good question. Now, okay, so John, question. John says, is the new Tony... Oh, wait, hold on. Let's come back to that. Terry Crouch says, seems good for the price. The squishy feel due to the plastic base seems to the universal concern. Now, I personally did not feel that way. I didn't feel that it was squishy at all. I felt it was actually somewhat solid. It was surprising that it was made of plastic, to be honest with you. Paula says that they still look very plasticky. Yes, I agree with you there. John Thiering, is the new Tony Stewart game on consoles or just for PC? It's only on consoles right now, and it's coming to PC, I believe, is the... Oh, Terry, there it is. Console right now, February 21st for Steam, he thinks. The left-right wiggle, but seriously, it looks like a solid competitor. All right, I'm going to pull the pedals up. We're gonna talk about that. Devin, when they have a thing like that where I know the whole world's putting out content, I can't hold it back. I couldn't put anything out until 5:30 yesterday morning, and I knew that every competitor I have would be doing the same thing. So as much as I would do that if I was given the freedom to do that, but being that it was a race, I didn't want to do that. I hear you, though. I agree. Yeah, best pedals by far for that money segment. But see, it's an unmeasurable amount of distance. I'm going to pull the pedals up. Yeah, at 11 pounds, that's not a lot of plastic, is it? When I consider what this weighs. Oh, this is my 3D printed left grip of a wheel project that I'm doing. My next DIY. So much time in printing, I had to start printing before. You need 150. I think at 200, I feel like they are. Yep, damn embargoes. I agree. I'm going to pull these pedals up. Let's talk about a few of these factors. I know you guys have seen my review, but being that this is one of the biggest topics, and again, for people who've been sim racing forever or been Thrustmaster fans forever, this is a very big deal. Nexus PL, thank you very much. Nexus PL is now subscribed on YouTube. Awesome. All right, I have the pedals right here. So let's talk about what we're talking about. Whoop, didn't mean to bump the mic there. All right, we're going to move the mic away a little bit. We'll fix this. Can we just do something like that for now? Will that work? That'll work. All right, so the biggest complaint that people have said is the left to right wiggle. This is the amount of wiggle we're talking about. This is the amount of wiggle. Yeah, I would expect this much wiggle out of any. To me, wiggle, this isn't wiggle. This is function. Wiggle is when it moves enough, like, oh, so I didn't tighten this face. This would be wiggle to me. That would alarm me. This is play. Not wiggle. That's play. So yeah. Now, the end of the throw clack, if we are talking about that. Yeah, Amir, I think that was my biggest con in terms of ones that of things that I would try to change. I would have added another inch of travel, half an inch. Yeah, if I just do it by the arm, that's the amount of wiggle. So there's the end of the throw right before, like where the clack would be, let's say, right there. That's the amount of movement in that rubberized, so it's not a metal on metal. It's very, very small. Anyway, yeah, and there's no flex. So there's the total amount of flex at the end stop right there. Well, and I'm a little biased when it comes to gas pedal throw. Actually, yeah, let's do something here. So, yeah, that's the wiggle. Now, here are my all-time favorite pedals. These are my Ricmotech. These are Willwood pedal arms built to go in a race car. That's how much wiggle they have. Now, under your foot, there is zero wiggle. That doesn't happen. Throttle. Now, throttle throw. I like a lot of throttle throw. So. Yeah. I'm only holding like $1,500 pedals. So there's a significant difference. The pedal arms are metal, John, on those Thrustmaster pedals. All of the critical areas of the pedal are made of metal. So the arms themselves, the tracks they sit in, and the pedal faces. The casing is plastic. The spacers behind the pedal faces are plastic. And the plastic base is very hardened. So despite being made of plastic, it's not like one of those plastic cases where when you grab it, it moves. It feels as solid as anything, to be honest with you. It just is the temperature of plastic. So, okay, so those are the Thrustmasters. Can you mount the Thrustmaster pedals inside a car? No, but I could mount those Willwoods inside of a car. For sure. Oh, those pedal arms are never going to break. No way. Not a chance. Not the arms. No way. No way, no how. JT, on a PC you can, but not on an Xbox. It's 920 Xbox or PlayStation. I can't remember. I think that's the PlayStation. So no, it will not directly plug into that and work on a console. However, those are USB pedals as well, which means you can plug them directly into your computer. So you'd run a Logitech wheel with Thrustmaster pedals. Are there plastic sleeves for the pedals or metal bearings? I don't know. My Ricmotech used both. Well, it's not a plastic sleeve. It's a bearing mounted on a metal tube, essentially. I didn't get inside of those to know what the pivot point is on the pedals. Did Barry? I think Barry opened them up. Are they on a bearing or are they just on a plastic bushing? Do you mean a plastic bushing like RC days when they'd come with plastic bushings and then you could upgrade to bearings? Is that what you mean, John Hill? John Hill, your video will go out today, so you know, just so you know. Anyway, motorsport.com, also Autosport, both of them had reviews. So when we talked about embargo date, oh, I like the way they did that graphic. Oh yeah, I didn't get this. I saw that on their website. This is their little pedal kit. Oh, Motorsport, that's a good photo right there. That's a really nice photo. Picture says 1,000 words. Thank you, Tom Jones. I had a feeling Barry would cover that. Platic. So yeah, lots of reviews out there. Some written, some video, some driving, some just impressions, whatnot. So, Hot Lap Pump Day will be next Wednesday, just to give you guys a reminder, a heads up, looking for fun stuff to do with our crowd. Hot Lap Pump Day by Ricmotech. That is going to be next Wednesday. No idea. I don't think this is a clue, or is it? Tim's not around. Tim was the best at busting these clues open. Not sure what Thor and I forget that guy's name. The connecting points are hidden. All of that is underneath the cover. Yeah, again, for $200, you're not going to find better for $200. That right there. No, that's not Black Panther. There's no pedal set for $200 that's better. And that's it. You can say what you want all day long. Falcon? Is it Falcon? You can say what you want all day long about the pedals, this and that. But at the end of the day, there is no better pedal set for $200. Keep in mind, John, that's still the way that so many things in our world have been going forever. By the time, you're trying to make a pedal set for $200. Bearings can be $10-15 on their own, so it's like, especially if you needed 6. So, I mean, you're going to have to not do that. That's the kind of stuff that you're going to find on high-end equipment, and why we're always going to have high and low and medium components. Yeah, it's a nice load cell design. I will say that for sure. All right. B&H, they are selling the Samsung HMD Odyssey, the Windows Mixed Reality headset, for only $229. That seems like a pretty good deal if anybody's looking to get one of those. It's Falcon. Thank you. Thank you. Marble theme paint. Yeah, so I mean, and at what point? I mean, and define wore out. You mean they made a squeak, or they started to wiggle beyond a reasonable amount of wiggle? What do you mean wore out, by the way? Fanatic version is €30 more, but they look better. Okay, to each his own. I'm not sure if I think they look better or not. In the same ballpark of pricing. I think the most important thing, again, for Thrustmaster people, this was a no-brainer upgrade, right? I mean, if you have a Thrustmaster setup, you want to maintain your Xbox or PlayStation compatibility. My pros squeak but they function just fine. I've noticed my gas pedal is squeaking on release. I need to put some oil on it. John Cheel, you said it, man. I agree. John Cheel saying he still wins podiums with his G25, diminishing returns per $100 after that. I 100% agree. The Fanatic costs even more if you want to use it as a standalone. All right. Well, I'm not that worried about making the comparison. Yeah, this is, I mean, there are people who are fans of Thrustmaster and the people fans of Fanatic, and I'm not trying to break down those walls any bit at all. This is a huge day for the Thrustmaster fans because they can throw away the crap pedals that came with their wheel, and I have no problem saying that, and step up to, for only $200, a good load cell pedal that will last them years. They might not last them forever, John Hill. They just might not. But they're going to last for years, and they're going to work great. So for $200, Thrustmaster people are going to be really good shape. For those looking for an economy setup, just trying to build up a setup on the cheap, I'll never say anything bad about a Logitech wheel, even in today's day and age, or whatever you could, if you could pick up a T300 inexpensively or a CSL inexpensively. You're looking for a better than an out-of-the-box setup. You're going to buy this wheel. You're going to buy these pedals. I think on a budget setup, they're a really good option for a lot of people. I like the design. I like the look. Yeah, really cool. Germans like Fanatic, French, Italians, Thrustmaster. Well, that makes sense being that they're from those companies. Pelican, you mean in the clutch, specifically? Yeah, I mean, and that was the Ricmotech mods for load cell pedals were the only option for people who wanted a one USB choice, plugging the pedals. Bite points on the brake? Well, I mean, with that set, I can change the progression rate, so I'm not sure what more you'd want. You mean force feedback? So, I mean, for that one, you have different spin cuts and a lot of brake sets you can, so that you could have half of the travel be very, very light, and then the second half of the travel be very heavy. I could have done that by switching a red spring to a white spring. Yeah, the Bowden mod for the Logitechs way back when, right? Wasn't that the Bowden? Was that Logitech? You're calling it Dover Speedway in the Ford Falcon V8. Where do you get... Is that just totally out of left field, Amir? You need a backup. Yes. Rick Hyde, I think there are a lot of people there that think that way. It's like, I don't mind having an extra set sitting in the closet just in case, because the worst thing in the world would be missing a race. I mean, you think about a race car team, and if they can, they're going to show up with at least 2 cars, right? road course for Hump Day. I don't think, have they ever done an oval for Hot Lap Hump Day? All right. Shaq News mentions this. EA has returned Need for Speed development to Criterion Games. So after several years under the handling of Ghost Games, Need for Speed is being returned to Burnout Studio Criterion Games. So I think Criterion took over the reins for Need for Speed when Slightly Mad got out of it. So before the existence of Project Cars and after GTR, Slightly Mad Studios were the developer of Need for Speed. They did that for a year before becoming their own house and building Project Cars. Criterion Games then took over the franchise, developing it for EA, and then the next year it was given over to Ghost Games, who did several years of the title, I do believe. But now, the next Need for Speed will be built by Criterion again. Don't remember exactly which version was the Burnout Criterion version of Need for Speed and how that compared to the Ghost Games and if that'll be good or bad, but a long time between, many years have gone by since Criterion did it, so who knows how that'll play out. But Need for Speed getting change of hands once again. Ola keeps a G29. It's collecting dust just in case of a sudden breakdown. Very good thinking. Kayumi sold his, on the other hand. I did a little heel and toe, Petri. More just to test that it would work than doing something long. Tom. Well, now it's a moot point because now it's just Codemasters. For you Train Sim World people, the Baby Bullet comes to Train Sim World. So who's reporting this? Xbox Hub talking about it. So if you wanted that, that's now available. Need for Speed Most Wanted. Yes, so that is the group. That is the last gen from them. And they are going to be doing it again. I wonder what they'll call this one. All right, what else? Stafford Motor Speedway posted this. iRacing returns to Stafford Speedway late model contingency partner. First place gets $125,000. So that's cool. That means that just for running iRacing logos on your car at Stafford, you can get paid $125 for winning the race. I like the when you get contingency money. Contingency money is always cool. Kayumi, yes. Actually, we're planning on doing some more Assetto Corsa on the Simpit in the near future. I want to get back to the LA Canyons. I actually got a code with the VIP content, so I really want to get back to the Canyons, which I guess we could call it Assetto Corsa Canyons, if you want to be ACC. Also, I did want to do the Intercontinental GT Pack, but there was a mix-up. Their media company sent me an invite saying, would you like to test this? Can you create content? And I sent them an email an hour later saying yes, and they and then sat there waiting on a code. And waiting. And since I was sure they were going to come through with the code that they had offered me, I didn't solicit them. I didn't go purchase it. My original plan was to purchase it and just go out and do it on that very day. But then I got an email from them that morning, and I'm like, oh, cool, I don't have to buy it. And anyway, so I really do want to try out the new content on Competizione as well. So the mix-up cost them some time, and then I had an embargo deadline for Thrustmaster Petals, and that pretty much put the kibosh on anything else last week, or this week. It'd be fun to find a reason to install the Sims I've never driven more than a few minutes, like the original AC. Well, this is a good one, because if you like canyon driving, if you like open world type driving, it's awesome. And I'd actually prefer that be on Assetto Corsa, because they have a really good variety of cars. Like Assetto Corsa, I'll give them a lot of credit. They have some really cool cars, the kind of cars that you literally could go buy and drive to work. It's not all race cars. You know, you can go buy just a get a plain M3, that plain ordinary car. But you can get the street model version of cars and drive them on canyons that are very similar to the kind of roads that you'd find between my house and the beach or up into the mountains behind me here in LA. So that's a good enough reason for me to fire it up. I tell you that. VR nerd. What else? What else do we have? Newsroom reporting that over 4,900 participants attempted to qualify for the virtual Porsche Super Cup. So the 2020 Porsche Esports Super Cup is the so-called Porsche iRacing Cup on different virtual racetracks. Anyway, 4,900 people actually made runs trying to qualify into that top ranking. At present, Formula One driver and avid sim racer Max Verstappen is competing with the Red Bull racer from the Netherlands, currently ranked 20th as of February 10th. That's pretty awesome. The illustrious grid lineup will be enhanced by the 20 top sim racers from last season. So last season, everybody in the top 20 moves through, and then everybody lower than that will be filled in to the grid based on this ranking system. Okay, John Hill. Blind Racer, thank you. Now following us on Twitch. Thank you very much. Devin, I never thought, is that something up their sleeve? Is this like them taking a first step towards being like a Codemasters, where they're going to diversify their name and they're going to have maybe the Competizione for certain aspects and just the regular Assetto Corsa for others? I don't know. I've never heard word of another Assetto Corsa in the works, but that could be an interesting Tom Jones. Polyphony Digital and Amplify launch eSport tournament. The FIA certified Gran Turismo championships in Sydney. So again, just another article talking about what's going on. Starting tonight, 9 p.m. 9 p.m. my time is when the first race will be. 9 p.m. tomorrow, I believe, for one's the manufacturers, one's the Nations Cup, and midnight Eastern time for the GT Sydney. Time 24 News, Daniel Machado takes victory in Barcelona and touches the leaders in the sports car series eSport. I'm just going to start. The Fat Burger Sport Car Series needs no comments this season. 2020 Brazil Club, always with clean and balance. Anyway, I'm going to start when we see some winner names. I'm just going to give them credit when we see their names so that we'll start to know who the big winners around the world are. Speaking of Diego Carmo, KSTM Esport wins in Algarve at Planet Games Touring Series. Algarve, where's that? What were they running there? Third stage. I'm trying to just figure out what sim. Sorry. I want to know what sim they're running for that. Here. If we get an interior shot? If we get an interior shot, we could figure it out. I'm not seeing any overlays giving it away. Project Cars 2? Okay. And anyway, the main point wasn't what are they racing. The main point was to give credit where credit is due. Diego Carmo winning that race. Good for you. Game on. MotoGP Esport Championship powers up for 2020. Season 4 sees the championship return with more incredible challenges, events, and excitement, as well as some awesome prizes. You know, I like the idea, and I think that more and more race room, DTM race room. Thank you. I would like to see more times where they do. I don't know if you remember this concept. There was a concept that happened for NASCAR and never launched. There was a concept for this in F1 and it also never launched. that they were going to take the telemetry from the real life race and then make it available to you so that you could race against Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton and all those guys. And the gray area was how would you impact the outcome of their race? Are they all ghost cars? But this was using real telemetry from the real race and then making that available for you to compete against. That is something that I would really like to see, and I don't know why this made me think of the idea, because they are not doing this. But MotoGP Season 4, they are making some changes to their championship, and it's about to kick off as well. So that esport continues on. But it made me think I would love to make it so that when you watch like the Porsche, we were talking about the Porsche series. Oh, that's the contingency. The Super Cup. So how about when that race finishes, iRacing makes that race available to you to race in against ghost car versions of those competitors. I'd like to see challenges for us that put us in the shoes of them, if that makes any sense. I think that's something that we need to see. You know, esport right now has changed our sport. It has created a form of entertainment and more exposure, but it really hasn't had any positive impact that I can see for us, the everyday sim racer. I could even argue that it's had a negative impact on us, the everyday sim racer, more than the positive, unless exposure to the masses is what we wanted, which we do. We want to grow our sport, our industry. But I would like to see esport trickle down some to us and be a benefit to our sport, our industry. When I think of real life sport, I think the pro level helps that lower level a lot more directly than, you know, they came in with money, said, let us name it, let us show you how to do it, and let us take over the marketing for it. But I would like to see a trickle down to us in some way, shape, or form. You could always turn it down. You could slow it down, John. You could say, cool, let me race that race at 95%. But many of the scenarios in our gamier titles put us through these scenarios, whether that you think yourself a god or not. But that's the beauty of the challenge. Now I can replay it over and over and over until I'm no longer getting blown away. In other esport, like when I ran Gran Turismo, I believe you were allowed to download the setup. I know the Project Cars leaderboards do that. You could download the setups of the people who beat you. So it wasn't all super secretive either. Just saying, my phone is not ringing off the hook with game director offers, by the way, just so you know, as I throw these ideas out for free. Where were we? Another GT Sport. Check this out. GT Sport, this is just sport players, have driven 25 billion miles in almost a billion races. So I guess that would mean the average race is a little over 25 miles long. But 25 billion miles of racing have been done in GT Sport. That is a phenomenal number. GT Sport now has some 8.2 million users, which is a 1.2. Think about when it came out. So 12 months ago, GT Sport had 7 million users. 12 months later, they have 1.2 million. That is no slowdown in sales, it seems like to me. That is a lot of virtual miles. GT Planet also talking about, but this is good news. Tickets for the Gran Turismo Sydney World Tour event nearly sold out. So if you planned on going, unless you won some of those VIP tickets, you better hurry up and buy tickets. This thing might actually sell out. So we're questioning the value of the sport. I mean, who would imagine that you'd fill a stadium of people who want to watch a sim racing competition? But we are to that point. Anyway, good for them. Way to kick off 2020. Driving Italia talking about Poboso, GP Bikes by Poboso, beta version 17 available with ACIN. Beta version 17. That's not 1.7. How long till you have to remove the beta word? And as Pabosa, no offense, they make some great stuff. But are they, like, known for, like, titles that never leave beta? I'm sorry. Excuse me. Let's get a little video at GP Bikes at Assen 2005. All right. That's not very exciting, is it? We'll fast forward. Let's get past the drama. Wow. Hey, Derek Spear, how you doing? Derek Spear, your Simucube mount's about to be back on the show. I'm putting my Simucube back on the rig for testing. We're getting back to that. It had been a while that it was kind of on hold. It is now going back on the rig, which means that beautiful Simpit orange mount of yours is going to be on my rig. What? Oh, that's my microphone. Okay. So that's Paboso GP Bikes beta version 17. I don't know about VR. All right, so this is posted by M. Castleberg. Oh, you know what it means? When we start seeing the rigs at the end of the show, we're kind of getting down to the end. Anyway, this is the end of the Friday show. Isn't that an old GT Omega? He's even asking, what rig is this? This seat is from a car, but I'm curious if anyone can tell what brand model this actual rig itself is. Isn't that... I do remember, I've tested this stand. Do a hair rant. I guess my rant was done on Twitch this morning. GT Omega. Yep, that's what I thought. Oh, look at this beater. I'm like, oh, that's a nice seat. And then I see this. Like, no, that's a 150,000 mile seat right there. Look at it. How many sim racers use this rig? Look at all these shoes. What's up with that, you guys? Is that the weirdest? All right, here's a cool one. This was posted by Papa Burr. Gotta like all the mountain bikes. Look at all the mountain bike shit. Oh, I didn't just do that, did I? Yeah, it must be the basement, Tom. That had to have been... All right, this guy, I like this guy. I can tell you I like this guy. I like this guy because it's a nice, cool rig. He's got the Oboto. He's got the Fanatic Podium wheelbase. Runs in VR. You can see speakers mounted to his rig. VR look at all this stuff hanging off the back of the rig. I love it. What I also love, there's one mountain bike up there. There's the tail of another bike. That is a trainer that has been turned into a wheel holder. And then what's some... Oh, golf. He's a golfer. He's a golfer on a budget because that is a double strap golf bag, which means he walks the course. That doesn't go... It would, but I mean, usually people with that setup are walking, not karting. So anyway, nice looking rig there. Fanatic pedals. He's got a speaker under the wheel deck. That's interesting. Oh, he's got is that an Alienware case? That looks like an Alienware case. Aren't they the ones who did the triangle case? I think he likes to exercise. Yeah, actually, and this doesn't look like a budget type person, to be honest with you. There's not a lot of expense being spared here, to be honest with you. So I wouldn't call it budget as much as fitness. I think you're right there. Oh, he's got... so he rides in the wet weather. That is a Mud flap rack right there. I know my bike stuff, that's for sure. Once you get in sim racing, everything else has to be done on a budget. What's the bottle? That is a shifter knob. That's the Fanatic sequential shifter knob. I always liked this cup holder that came on the Assetto. Isn't golf the opposite of sex? That's TH8. I think that's the Thrustmaster one. That's a Thrustmaster. I mean, Fanatic shifter right there. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Where's Waldo? And then our final image of the day. This guy, I was looking at this picture and I'm like, wait, what the hell? Those are the new Thrustmaster pedals. How the hell? And then I saw the post and it was him saying, new Thrustmaster T LCM pedals. Loving these pedals. By the looks of it, whoever this is works for Thrustmaster. So this was posted by Evolution IXMR, but this is a play seat like commercial chassis, which very few people have purchased these. You can purchase them, but this is an all Thrustmaster setup. He's got the Thrustmaster sticker on the seat. Thrustmaster shift. Yeah, that's the knob for the TH shifter. That's the knob. Thrustmaster handbrake, Thrustmaster wheel, rim, and that's the same wheel that's on my rig right now. Oh, no, it isn't. He has the 310 on a T300. I have a TMX on my, a TSXW on my rig right now. Nice looking rig. That's the best rig that Playseat ever made. Notice it's not a center post. Notice it's made of metal. Tom. Okay, it's $20 knob for that shifter. Gotcha. All right. Well, geez, that is going to do it for the show. Okay, so again, I mentioned at the beginning, let's mention it again. All you patron pit crew guys, we are going to be practicing, or I'll have a practice room available from 4 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time until 8 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time tonight. I am going to be practicing, even though I'm not racing with you guys on Sunday, but I'm going to be in there probably, 5:30, and I'm going to probably stream it on Twitch, maybe on YouTube, definitely on Twitch. And that's going to be practice. If anybody needs help, I'll be there to give you a hand. If you're part of the Patron Pit Crew, you should have received an email today with the password for tonight's practice. The same password will be the password for Sunday's race. Please don't share it. That's not a public room. That is just for us. I'll be broadcasting the race. So Sunday, you can tune in on YouTube at 11 o'clock. We'll have qualifying and then the patron race. One of our patron, whoever wins that race, is going to get the first Simpit customized trophy with their name on it. I will make the trophy personal for them and send it to them. And then next weekend, we're going to race again. Funny enough, this time, I think I told people to be in the dirt. I think I even showed people the trophy as a tease. Anyway, that is going to happen. Race will be Sunday at 11 o'clock. Practice room will open up at 10. And we'll be streaming all of that as well. So check out our Simpit patron group at patron.com/the Simpit. And check out my Thrustmaster reviews on those TLCM pedals, just like you're seeing in this picture here. If you'd like to see more on that, check out our videos on YouTube. Beyond that, get out there, do some racing, have yourselves a great weekend, and thank you for being here, making this show so much fun for me to do 3 days a week. That's going to do it for this one. This is the Simpit. I'm Shaun Cole, and I'll see you on the track.